I've come to the conclusion that I am a complex being. I am hard to understand. People think I'm hard to please. They can't figure out what I want, what I need, even though I make it so simple. But it's because they're not used to people who operate out of their duality, literally talking about yin yang energy, balancing out their feminine masculine energy and balancing out their light and shadow energy. So I might come off as inconsistent to people from their lens, their perspective, because I shift with the energy that I'm being given. But I'm very simple. So, for example, I love nice guys. I don't like nonchalant. I don't like people who are cold and not emotionally vulnerable. And I treat people the way I want to be treated. But I don't like every nice guy because I don't like you if you're too fucking nice, meaning you can't put a bitch in her place when she's trying you. You're a people pleaser. I need you to have a backbone, but I want you to treat me kind with respect. I want to see your emotional side. I want to see the feminine side of you. I'm non-judgmental. It's a safe space. I'm not gonna punk you for crying, for having weak moments, but I don't want a weak ass man. I'm multi-dimensional, so I can see your perspective. I can see the big picture of everything. I could see me, I could see you, I could see us, and I could see the problem. And because I could see all those different angles and you can't, you're looking at me from a one-dimensional perspective. So you're only looking at what you're seeing in front of you. Typically in relationships, I'm very kind, I am giving, I'm loving, because that is who I am. Because my perspective is, if I'm giving you my energy and my time, I'm giving you me. There's no games. It is what it is. I am truthful. I am honest. You know what it is with me. You pair into it and you try to think something different, or you're thinking from a hurt place, a wounded place of I'm playing games, I'm being tricky, it's too good to be true. And you're manifesting a negative outcome because of how you're projecting something onto me that I'm not even being. You're creating that reality for yourself. Now, on my end, I'm seeing this play out in your head. I'm seeing how you're overthinking and overanalyzing me. Now you're treating me the way you think that I am rather than accepting me as the way that I'm showing up for you. So now my energy switches because you have turned the switch. But because my energy switched, in your mind, you think, oh, I knew they were like this. But you created the outcome because that's what you manifested. You projected that I was this way. When I finally walk away, you tell yourself the lie that I was like this, but you don't see the fact that you pushed the person away. But I saw it. Do you get me? So based off of the direction of our relationship, I already knew where this was going because I saw the pattern. I analyzed you. I analyzed myself, and I analyzed the big picture of everything. Me operating out of my duality is I will give you my light side. But when you start fucking up and you start acting crazy and treating me the way I don't want to be treated, then I will give you my shadow, which is balance. And how you take that is your problem. And I see this play out in so many different relationships, friendships, family, romantic relationship, especially in romantic relationships. And it took me a while to get to this point of understanding, but I do understand now that I am a complex being, not because I am difficult, make things difficult, but because if you don't have a higher perspective, if you're not awakened or enlightened enough, or even free in yourself, because I'm also a free being, then you won't have the same understanding that I do of yourself and life. Because those that understand themselves, that are free in themselves, we all come to a free thinking and understanding of ourselves. Now, I also have the understanding that when you encounter another connection, not all the time they are where you are. So it's not that they're trying to treat you wrong. They just really don't understand you because they have not opened up to themselves. They're still underneath a conditioning, a program of who they think they are. And even if you can see their potential and even if you can see their greatness, they won't see it because they have to awaken. They have to come up out of the box. They're putting you in the box that they're in. So they're judging you based off of how they're judging themselves. It has nothing to do with you. And when you trigger someone into their healing, when you trigger people, period, is because you're triggering unhealed wounds in them. So their response isn't going to be gentle. It isn't going to be nice. It's going to hurt you. So the best thing to do is when you see you're triggering someone and their unhealed wounds, and all you're doing is trying to love them, run away. Another example is in the way that I think I can love you in the moment and know that that love will be temporary. We will share love, but there's a time we will separate because I know what I'm looking for in a person. I know the qualities that I like in a person. And love has nothing to do with where you are and what you have. Love is freely given and it's received. But people make that dynamic so complex. They'd rather have situationships where they're fighting, going back and forth, arguing, but they won't just open up in that moment and just love that person and let that person love them, even if they know they don't want to be with that person. Because a lot of the times when you are in a situationship is because you want to be single, you want to explore your options. Cool. We can do that. We can explore our options, but why can't we share love in the dynamic? Why even come towards me, be drawn to me, just to try to manipulate me or hurt me or get what you want out of me when we can just give to each other freely and come to an adult understanding that, hey, you know what? I love you, but you're not the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I feel like that's simple and it makes sense. I've tried to love people because if I want sex, I'm a one person type of person. I don't need to experience everybody. I like one-on-one connection. So if I choose you, you're who I am choosing. So let me love you, even if we know we don't want each other for the long term, because I'm not what you're looking for in a partnership and you're not what I'm looking for in a partnership. Maybe somebody wants somebody who doesn't have kids, already come with kids, right? Fine. But we love each other. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't get why it's so difficult. And people end up hurting you anyways, and then they regret it later on when they finally grow up and ascend to your level of thinking and understanding. They look at the mistakes that they made because they realize you were pure. You didn't have bad intentions, and they hurt you before you could hurt them when that was never your intention. And again, someone with a level of perception and understanding and insight like me, we also understand every single thing that that person is processing and going through. We understand where they are at because we've already healed through it. We can see them, but they cannot see us, because if they could see us, they would operate differently. They would be more free in themselves to just have a conversation instead of being silent, instead of doing hurtful things that they know is hurtful. I don't care. We all have a consciousness. We know when we're going to do something that's going to hurt somebody and how it's going to affect them. Like, whether we have it as an afterthought or it's happening in the moment, you're still processing it. You still know where you are. But if you want to be selfish in that moment and get what you want, you'd rather hurt that person than and protect your ego than tell them the truth of where you are because of how you want to be seen in that moment. So anyways, that was on my mind as I'm getting ready right now, and I'm just like, I was taking a shower and I'm like, that's what it is. I am a complex being. And this is how they see me. They just don't get it. So when I walk away, they tell themselves the lie of, yeah, I knew they were like this, da 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 da. But it's like, you manifested that outcome, but you're not looking at that part. And I've come to a place where it's like, I believe in love. I am a spiritual advisor. I'm a relationship coach. Like, I understand perspectives, right, on a very, very deep level. So I get it, but when it comes to me and love, I'm so over it. And that is even complex to understand, right? Because I believe in love and I'm not opposed to it. I'm open to it, but at the same time, I'm closed off to it. What the fuck does that mean? That means that I'm not looking for it. I'm not calling it in. I am very satisfied with me and my own energy, and I feel like I am above it, yes. But if it's true and it's real and it comes in, I am open to it. You just got to show me that that's what it is, right? But for those of you guys that get it, y'all get it. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.